When was the last time you saw them win? 20?
Last time I have to never seen. We have
2017. 17
semi-final Bangladesh.
You won us
after 2017.
Technically, even 15. You won a quarter.
Yeah, you won a quarter against
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
We are live.
You're live.
Yeah.
Oh.
We are live. We are live and kicking.
We are live and kicking, and yes, you can see there's joy, there is camaraderie, there's everything. My mic is off.
कोई नहीं. Everything is fair.
Everything is fine. 70 runs.
Yeah,
70 runs.
In one swift blow, your pain, horror of 2019 has been laid to rest.
We have won.
India have won a knockout game for the first time since 2017, if you have to look at it.
Actually, if you're going by World Cups,
15.
exactly.
2015, you won the quarterfinal and then you reached the semi-final where you lost to Australia. But no more semi-final blues ever since 2014. You're in the World Cup final after 12 years.
But it's been such an arduous, long journey because again,
12 and a half years. I have waited for this moment.
Yeah, 12 years. Okay, let's do the math. 12 years, 7 months and 13 days later.
Oh my God.
12, 7, 13. After that momentous occasion on April 2, you are in the final of the ICC World Cup and you've beaten the team that gave you so much heartbreak in 2019.
and a team who, by the way, I may add, threatened to give you that similar kind of heartbreak today. And dare I say, hats off to them, because if this was any other team, I think they would have folded a long time back.
Yes, kudos to New Zealand for putting up a brilliant fight. Kane Williamson with 69, Daryl Mitchell, what a knock, 134. Glenn Phillips, 41 of 33. New Zealand win hearts, but they are in the final.
Again.
So the host jinx continues for New Zealand. 2011 lost in the semi-final to the co-host. 2015 lost to the hosts in the final. 2019 lost to the hosts in the final. 2023 lost to the hosts in the semi-final yet again. So
Finally.
New Zealand, it is not meant to be, and India's first knockout win.
We have won.
First knockout win against New Zealand in
Why are you
19
excited, Sidvi sir?
Because analysis is yet to come. Since 20, in fact, ever. They've never won against.
They never won a knockout game ever. This is the first time they have done it.
Sinking
It's
in
not.
yet?
It's not.
You're
Look,
numb.
Again, I remember not numb, but I come from I've transcended generations in that regard. 2007, I would have been in school when we won the T20 World Cup. 2011, 4 years later, when you won the ODI World Cup, you did so as bona fide favorites.
Yeah.
Then 2013, when you won the Champions Trophy, it seemed like you were primed for another decade of dominance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what you got was the opposite. You saw a decade of underachievement because, again, 15 semi-final, 14, I think you lost the final in the T20 World Cup. 15, you lost in the semi-finals to a much better Australian team. Let's be very fair.
16 semi-finals.
16 semi-finals in the same venue. West Indies absolutely clobbered you.
Would have ended this. That just had a different ending. Otherwise, it went on the same path.
17, again, you were favourites to win the Champions Trophy. Bad half an hour did you win.
Yeah.
19, that bad half an hour once again does you in the semis. 2021, you didn't even make it out. I think that was the nadir as far as India was concerned in ICC tournament.
22.
Because 21, you didn't even make it out of the group stage in the T20 World Cup. You had to win 2 matches between New Zealand and Pakistan.
And you lost
both. Thereafter, at that point, you're thinking, man, they need a reset because something isn't working. That reset happens. It was a slow one because they changed captains, didn't really change their template. 2022, huffing and puffing, you make it to the knockouts, but you are battered. You are battered. Like, I still remember that 6 from Joss Butler. It was basically a slap. And the slap was not only a slap in the sense of the way the shot was played, it was a slap that compounded, or let's say, put the exclamation point on what was a very emphatic victory for England. 10 wickets. You do not win semi-finals by 10 wickets. They did. Thereafter, to have done what you've done now, made it to the finals. Yes, you're the host nations. Yes, you were the favorites, clear bona fide favorites coming into this match. 9-0, now 10-0, could potentially be making it 11-0. But it's
10-0, the best ever winning streak for India in their history, ODIs. 10-0.
And I also feel the difference here is that why I feel this.
Welcome, my friend.
To the final.
Congratulations. I told you, it's a comfortable win.
We can have some cake if you feel like.
Not on camera.
Not on camera, please. And 70-run victory margin. I just want to say, I saw a lot of things on social media today This public that we have, they preempt too hastily. We all knew that New Zealand will put up a big fight because you have the pedigree you backed right until number 7 or 8. So, today if you look at it, you lost only 14 wickets across 99 overs. It was a very flat deck. And when Williamson and Mitchell were going strong, there were butterflies, but then I had to, you remember, I had to keep on assuring you, this is not a 298 run target you're defending 398. So, these kind of things will definitely happen.
Yeah, I understand your point, but the problem is you have to again remember, to a certain generation of fan, all you have grown up doing is watch India go to ICC knockouts and bottle it.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to get. This is what I have seen. I'll tell you very honestly. By the time I started to understand 2011, I was 9 or 10. So that really didn't hit me. 2013, sort of I had started to understand the game, but like that was the time when I thought that this is the dominance. This is where we are going to start. After that, all I have seen growing up was India bottling in the knockout. So this is like really the first time
I'll tell you,
feeling the happiness of going in a final.
Now I'll tell you why you are asking me why I'm not so excited. Too much cricket. I've been watching since 1992. I've seen the highest of the high. I've seen the lowest of the low. This, if you look at this semi-final, it had a mixture of a lot of previous ICC events. 2016 catch dropping. You had shades of it in 2016 also.
In fact,
that arrogant throw that you had, same 2022. There was one arrogant throw which Rohit was saying, what the hell? So, in that way, 2016, you had a glimpse of 2011 also.
I'll go one further because in 2016 also you got a couple of early wickets. You got a couple of early wickets, but then West Indies kind of consolidated in the middle overs and then in the end they murdered you. I still remember, I think it was Andre Russell
and Lendl Simmons.
Andre Russell, I think, took it to Hardik Pandya.
Yes, he launched a 99 meter 6.
In the death overs.
So, New Zealand had to face an uphill task right from the very beginning.
By the way, is there a debate now about the man of the match?
Has to be Shami.
7 for 57.
I'm sure the broadcaster will disagree with us.
I'm sure they'll give it to Kohli.
Yeah. I just wish they don't do it right outside. I really wonder
they
why.
are going to the studio next door.
I know, but why make our broadcast miserable with this?
There's nothing wrong. It's just background music. This
should have this.
Joyous background music.
No. This is not a Bollywood masala movie.
No. Remember, you are sitting surrounded by 2 North Indians and 1 North Indian by marriage. We all like this.
Oh, I know.
And
I'm cursed in that sense.
And player of the match, Mohammad Shami.
Thankfully,
I am so happy. I'm so happy.
Well deserved.
If it were left to the broadcaster, the man of the match award would have been given at the halfway stage only.
I need to share it
By the way,
with Kohli and Shreyas.
By the way, 7 for 57. This is without doubt one of the best bowling figures you've seen in the history of World Cup knockouts. I don't know when Winston Davis took 7 for 51. I think that was a semi-final or it's a league stage, I don't know. Gary Gilmour, I remember, once took 6 for 14 against England and he chipped in 29 1975. So, I have to just check whether Winston Davis's 7 for 51 is the best in a knockout or did it happen in the league stage. So, I'll just double check on that.
But I think one thing you have to say now, and I think this is something beyond all doubt, Mohammad Shami is probably your greatest ever ICC bowler.
Oh, yes.
ICC player, why are you specifying bowler? Player.
Oh, yes.
Player you can still say, I'll tell you
Dhawan.
because yes, you have a Dhawan who's played a part in victorious campaigns.
And let's not forget,
knockouts, he has given you 7 wickets.
and let's not forget a certain Sachin Tendulkar also, yaar.
Actually.
How much did he enjoy playing the World Cup?
2,500 runs. Madness. Madness.
670 odd in one edition alone. So yeah. Again, that's
one more guy. One more bowler that we are very, very underestimating. Zahir Khan.
Yes.
Zahir Khan.
Definitely.
After what had happened to him in 2003, then to give us that maiden to begin with in 2011.
3 maidens, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
3 maidens, you're right.
So, Zahir Khan, big game player in that sense. Of course, 2003 was a sobering event for him, but
he was very young in 2003.
Yeah.
People tend to forget that too.
Yep. So, Mohammad Shami, remember, he's taken 50 World Cup wickets in just 17 innings.
Man.
Just 17 innings, 2 quicker than Mitchell Starc. Starc took 19 innings to get to 50. Now 7 for 57. No, please no. No.
अरे ले आओ.
No, please, no.
Siddharth, you are outnumbered.
No, please, no. This is an English broadcast. Please, let's not downgrade it. No, please.
beats don't-
Shashwat, please, no.
The beats don't know any language.
No, please, no. Not whole in all these kind of
Okay,
things. please.
Siddharth maybe
No,
wants the
not a
party
whole
to
and
be-
all these things, please, no.
Siddharth
Let us
maybe wants the
analyze, let us be
party
happy
to
in
be
our own.
bigger.
Happy.
No, but
19th.
no.
So 19th we're not listening.
No,
to. Bring the
please,
dole here.
no dole, please, no dole.
Siddharth may not be prepared right now, but for 19th,
Even on
I am
19,
sure.
please, no hole and all that, please.
Siddharth,
950, you know what's happening.
It is happening. I'm sure about that, but there can be other ways to express happiness. No dole and all that, please. It just
It's just-
spoils the decorum. It
It's
spoils the
just-
decorum. It makes everybody's hearing this thing. It makes people laugh. No dole and all, please,
I
please.
know.
Thank you so much for that. Let's focus on the match. No dole, please.
okay, it's okay.
Are you happy with this one?
19th, no dole. Anytime,
Just
no
tell
dole.
them to play it just outside.
No, please. Let us just focus on the match. No dole and
Oh
all
my
that, please.
gosh.
It's not ideal. It's not an ideal situation. As I mentioned, if you may remember off camera, there are certain standards that we have to adhere to. This is, we are stooping down to that level. Let's not get into that. We have to create our own identity because of that. So no dhol and all, please. This is not a nautanki. This is not a tamasha here. This is a cricket show, proper serious cricket show.
Chalo,
with all
serious
the fun.
stuff. Mohammad Shami, let's tell you what he said. He was saying, what he said after getting the post-match, the man of the match award, he said that I was waiting for my chances. I didn't play a lot of white ball cricket. My return started against New Zealand in Dharamsala.
Yeah.
Yes, he's right, because
Hardik
Pandya
got
picked up
injured,
that
yeah.
injury against Bangladesh.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about variations, but I still believe in pitching it up and getting wickets with the new ball. I dropped Williamson's catch. I shouldn't have. I
Yeah.
felt terrible. But the focus was to try and take the pace off, see if they're hitting it in the air. It was a chance we had to take with the variation, he says. The wicket was very good. Lots of runs were scored in the afternoon. There was some fear of dew and the grass had been shaved off from the wicket.
Oh.
If dew was there, it skids on and there's a chance of runs that could have been made then. He also says that it feels amazing, this kind of performance. When he was asked about this kind of performance, he says that it feels amazing. Last two World Cups, we lost in the semi-finals. We know when or if we'll get a chance. So we wanted to do everything for this one and we didn't want to let it go.
And it's still continuing, by the way.
Yes.
It is still continuing. I mean,
But
see,
how
Shami changed the game. I mean, 2 wickets at the top. He just ensured that New Zealand will playing catch up. He was the partnership breaker. And that is why, whatever plaudits you give Mohammad Shami, it's very, very little. Because, what is it? In one World Cup, the most wickets. Oh yes, he's now the leading wicket taker. 23 wickets.
And he hasn't played all the games.
Yeah.
He's played easily, what, 3
5
fewer
games.
games? 4 fewer games.
Yeah. See, New Zealand.
He got injured in the
He
Bangladesh
didn't play
game.
Australia, he
Yeah.
did not play Afghanistan, he did not play
Pakistan.
Pakistan, he did not play Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Four.
Fifth game he joined.
he played.
So 6 games he's played in total.
And there was a 4 for, right?
Where?
Against New Zealand.
1 5 for 4 for 5 for
5 wickets in New Zealand.
First match.
Yeah, 5 wickets.
5,
4 wickets.
4, 5, 5,
Then
7.
0.
0 and 7.
Yeah, 7.
0 and 7.
5, 4, 5 and 7. So, clutch player if you have to look at it. And it's only going to get better. Because Shami, look at it in Bombay, just 12 wickets. Just 12 wickets in Bombay
And
alone.
where does he play the final?
Ahmedabad, in his hometown.
In his hometown.
GT.
Exactly.
And where he's had tremendous success.
And was the purple cap winner playing half the games over there?
2023, yes. 2023 or 22?
23,
This year, no?
23.
This year.
Otherwise he's such a simple guy, doesn't talk much, just talks his heart out. So simple. I remember, in fact, there are many players, someone like a Hardik Pandya, someone like a KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, whose comebacks have been very good. But someone like a Mohammad Shami, I remember that incident with his wife, his contract was taken, if I'm not wrong. And
For a while,
for a while.
15
And
afterwards,
then
15.
coming back in a way, the way he has, that is, he has been made to sit out a lot of times. He hasn't been your first pick choice. But whenever he has come back, he has definitely made his presence felt in that.
Was he not made to sit out of the 2019 semi-final as well?
Yes, and in fact 2019, I remember he wasn't your first choice bowler because by 2015 was a distant memory. A lot of people had written Shami off as a white ball bowler. He was seen as someone who was good for only test matches, someone who's gets seam movement early on, relies on swing, pitches it up, attacking bowler, was not seen as ideal for white ball cricket by any stretch of the imagination. People tend to forget even in 2019, he didn't start the tournament. I think the first match he played was the Afghanistan match.
No, he played one game prior to that. Then he played Afghanistan, West Indies.
And in Afghanistan, he was the one who saved your hides because Afghanistan were closing in on a win.
He took
and
a
were it
hat-trick.
not for his last over hat-trick, if memory serves me right?
Last over hat-trick.
Last over hat-trick, and that was what kind of cemented him because otherwise there was major competition at that point if you're looking at the seam bowling options. You had Bumrah, who was a sure shot. Bhuvneshwar, who was a sure shot. Really, your only choice was between who the third would be because you had a Pandya who used to be bowling as well. And you had two full-time spinners in the Kulcha duo.
Yes,
because you changed that later on. But early on, that was your duo. So you only needed one more seamer. And it wasn't necessarily him all the time.
And we are forgetting one very important factor. Not just whatever happened off the field with Mohammad Shami. He had a career-threatening knee injury. 16 onwards. Many people felt that he won't be able to walk. That was the severity of the injury that Mohammad Shami had. So when Shami got back from that injury, he became a totally different bowler. Assured of the role that he had, and this is where I say, see, Shami's productive years have come when? In the Rohit Sharma era.
Definitely.
Why couldn't he get that in the Virat Kohli era? The horses for courses.
But it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that because again with Shami, you have to remember after that injury, he put in a lot of work even in his fitness. Shami, for all, even in 2014-15, you knew how good a bowler he could be. He was never the fittest. Not by a long shot.
He had a very degenerate knee injury.
Not just knee, he wasn't fit. He had extra weight on him, which was hardly ideal for a fast bowler. He, in the last maybe 4-5 years, he's really trimmed down on that weight. That also is something that people don't talk about enough in the sense that he really went on his own personal fitness journey.
Exactly.
Transformed his body
No,
transformed his body and basically ensured that he became pretty much a constant fixture, if not a guaranteed first choice across formats. At the age of 35, is he?
35.
You should not forget this fact that there have been times when he might not have been the first choice, and that might have been a little harsh on him by the team management. But you have seen it never affecting him. You have never heard anything. You have seen something like this happening with an R. Ashwin. He has come out and talked about this. I'm not going to saying that he's wrong, but someone like a Shami has never come out and spoke about this. All he has focused on is that whenever I get the opportunity, I have to use this and I have to work on my thing, and that I think has worked for him. He's such an open person. He eats what he wants to. Then that much also he does the hard work.
By the way, sorry Sashwa to cut you short, also the best ODI figures ever by an Indian.
Yes.
Yeah.
He won for Stuart Binney.
Of course.
Yeah, 6 for 4.
6 for 4.
Yeah.
6 for 4, yes. 7 for 57 is, I think, the best ever World Cup figures if you look at it in the knockout stage, ever. Winston Davis, I think, didn't pick 7 for 51 in the knockout event. So, best ever figures by an Indian bowler, 7 for 57, that's happened. Then, best ever figures in the World Cup knockout.
Are we sure? I'm just going to double check that.
Yeah, Winston Davis, 7 for 51.
7 for 51?
7 for 51 he took. I think it was against Australia, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me check.
Yeah. Davis, 7 for 51, yeah.
It was against Australia, you're
Yes.
The whole country.
But again, I don't know where it was. Whether it was in the league stage or...
No, I think it was a league stage, you're right.
Anyhow, let's...
7th match. It was a
Seventh match, league stage. So this is the best ever in the history of World Cups.
In a knockout.
In a knockout.
World Cup knockout.
Yep. So if you have to look at what's happened, 4 times now Shami's got a fifer in a World Cup. 3 alone in this World Cup. 1 in 2019. So 4. He's got the most 4 fifers now.
And also the first bowler to get 3 fifers in one edition.
1 edition, yes.
Could make it 4, as good as he's been.
Yep.
I mean, people talk about Stark having good numbers, but man, Shami, despite not being a first choice, in 3 World Cups. 2015, yeah, you can say he was an undisputed first choice. 19, not so much, and even 23, he was.
19, you were only looking at what? Bhuvi and Bumrah. That's it. In fact, in that semi-final, you didn't have a 6th bowling option, which is again the case this time around as well. But this time, this bowling attack, again, by the way, you're talking about 100 wickets that they potentially could have taken. They've taken 96.
Which will become
96 of the 100 wickets have been taken. That, I think, you've not seen that kind of a bowling performance from even Australia in 2007 or the Australia in 99 or in 2003. No bowling unit has been able to dismantle teams with the kind of consistency. And maybe we can have a look at those numbers as well, by the way. We're talking about how Pakistan lost 8 wickets for 36. Today as well, we saw a bit of a collapse of sorts.
In the latter parts.
In the latter. It may not be as big because New Zealand, again, credit to them, they did get to about 320, which is again good job. Very, very good job chasing that too under pressure at the 1KD. By the way, both teams have in many ways defied the averages that we were looking at, because the average second innings total at the 1KD prior to today's match was 199.
Yes.
India also surpassed the average, by the way, 357 first innings. India went and posted
397.
397.
But again, it was a road. This Mumbai wicket, whatever they may want to have changed and done everything, whatever the ICC did a googly, it was really a googly that was thrown at us. So
I don't think it was a googly. I'll tell you what it was. It was a straight ball.
straight ball.
We were expecting it to
Akshar
turn.
Patel arm ball.
It was an Akshar Patel arm ball that we got. Because we were expecting, turn this, that, and it just comes straight through.
Yep.
You feel like the England batters in 2021.
Yes, exactly. So, first time ever a bowler has taken 7 wickets, and what an occasion to do it. That too World Cup in an ODI.
But I just want to ask you too, because Siddharth, I remember I had this chat while we were still watching the match. Was that at any point, because Siddharth was very sure that no, despite that catch being dropped, the match was still India's.
Oh no.
How about you two? I very much thought that we dropped the match there. Given that the partnership had already gone in excess of 120.
No. I wasn't able to sit, breathe, eat, drink water.
He was about to tear his hair out.
I genuinely was
Which,
about
by the
to.
way, would have not been such a bad idea. I could have at least seen his forehead then. He's like Aradhya nowadays. Just like Abhijit in that sense.
How about you, Shane?
No, I was definitely there were a lot of nerves. Because I think especially so when it was, I think, Mitchell and Williamson batting. At that point you're thinking, man, if these guys can keep batting, this pitch is not the toughest pitch in the world. Where things really actually changed was when those wickets started to fall. Because there and thereabouts, it was about, let's say, pressure. Because you know that the asking rate was very, very high. So you always had to be playing aggressively, and in the quest for playing aggressive cricket, you can and will lose your wickets, and that's exactly what happened. In fact, I was checking, the collapse is about 8 wickets for about 100 runs, which is not really a collapse, but I mean,
They just fizzled out.
yeah, it kind of fell apart in the end, and you can understand why. Because see, it was they were 2 wickets down. See,
So they were 220 for 2. They
And then
8
327
for
all out.
107.
The
Which is not
first
really a
thing
collapse.
that came to my mind as soon as Shami dropped that catch was that 2016 semi-final, and I told every one of you there,
Where you didn't drop a catch.
you did drop a catch
Yes,
there.
I think Simmons was dropped.
No, the catch was taken at the boundary. There were 2 no-ball catches.
There was even one catch you dropped at short third man. I remember by Bumrah, if I'm not wrong. Because because after
He
that,
misjudged it. He didn't even get a hand to it.
no, just something like. But that was a very easy catch.
I saw the entire ball. I remember each and every instance
He didn't
of
drop a-
that.
drop
He
a
didn't
catch?
drop a catch. He just misjudged it.
But that day also you bowled a no ball. It was the same
You bowled
ground.
2 no balls.
And you were playing at the same ground. You had a very big total on the board. You never thought you were out of the match, but you.
That's why you have to look at the entire picture in a holistic manner. Okay, I could have understood each and everybody's frustration, tension, worry if this was a target of 298. It was 398. Number 1. Number 2. When you were already facing an asking rate, it was at 220, 32 overs, 18 overs, you had to chase about 178
In 18 overs, right?
in 18 overs. It was, that is the pressure of a semi-final. That's the pressure of a semi-final.
I somewhat do agree with you that in a 20 over game, if you would approach that like a 20 over game, it is it is quite possible, because that is just a 20 over phase which you have to keep that momentum in. This is a 50 over game. That is not possible to maintain that for 50 overs. But it was New Zealand. It was a knockout. I didn't. Did you think that New Zealand by the end of this match get to somewhat like a 3 near about? If there was just take out those 40 quick runs from KL Rahul, this match would have gotten pretty close. Keeping in mind the form the Indian bowlers have been in, still you might have ended up getting chased 350.
I'll tell you what made the difference. Okay, the last couple of overs, the onslaught by Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul.
Yeah.
That made a difference.
Shreyas Iyer, in fact, so that's all along. I don't think that he really changed gears, unlike Virat Kohli, who did certainly change gears after a certain point in his innings. Shreyas Iyer was actually, you got to give Shreyas Iyer a lot of credit when you look back at this World Cup.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for the fact that he played a high risk game, he was the one stepping out, he was the one going for those aerial shots. Virat, again, was doing the perfect job that he does. But Shreyas ensured that India got that impetus, and then India were looking at that big total as well. If it wasn't for Shreyas, you really would have not been looking at this kind of a total in the first innings. So credit to Shreyas Iyer for believing in himself, for taking the attack and giving India the platform on which KL Rahul then built on.
See, last 7 overs, if I'm not mistaken, you got 75 runs. If I'm not mistaken, India, last 7 overs, you got 75. That made the difference. Yeah. And if you have to look at it, when you had already lost 2 big wickets at the very beginning, if you needed to chase 398, you needed to be 150 for 1. But they were already staring at the 8 ball. It was already a big thing. And remember, once you are climbing up Everest of a semi-final, you can't fall behind. You'll always be playing catch-up. That's the dynamic of a semi-final.
Yeah.
And New Zealand's discipline deserted them in the bowling. Already you were one step out of the semi-final when you already conceded 390. There's a reason why teams have never been able to chase 300 plus in a knockout semi-final or in any kind of a knockout. Why? History is evident. Which is the highest chase that has ever happened? 298. And that too, it was a DLS adjusted score. Never have you been able to chase for a simple reason. The pressure dynamics is way different.
Yeah.
Even in Australia can't do it. Look at what are the total. Look at when Australia won. They have defended 250, 87. They won in 99 chasing 132. 2003, they defended 360. India couldn't chase it. 2007, they defended 290 of 38 overs. 2015, they had to chase 184. The dynamics in a semi-final and a final are the main reason why, even if Kane Williamson and Daryl Mitchell had stitched that 170 plus run partnership, you are always behind the 8 ball.
Those quick runs by Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, I think that made the difference, because 350 I don't think would have been that easy. You could have been having a different discussion here at this point.
See, again, that's all ifs and buts. The conjecture what we are drawing at this point is, it's not conjecture, it's a fact. You made 397. You defended it with 327. By the way, the highest ever India has conceded in this World Cup, 327. But there are issues. Fielding let you down today. The catching, arrogant throwing, not needed from Jadeja. I'm sorry. Some deflections which went, unfortunately, the misfielding happened and all those kind of things. But if the Indian bowling is put under pressure, you need one to step up on that day. And what if you don't step up on that day? That's a problem.
Shami stepped up for you.
Shami stepped up, but I'm again saying, what if two of your pacers don't step up? Today, Siraj didn't step up.
But then that what if applies to the batting as well, no? The game is all about ifs and buts that ways. Right now, I don't think you really need to be, putting a microscope onto it and then be dissecting as to what could have gone wrong. Again, see, when you have it in you as a team to score those many runs, then you've got to have it in you to take those, if not those many, some amount of those runs as well. You're playing against professionals, right? You're not playing against schoolboys. They know their craft as well. It's the same team that beat you 4 years back. So it was, if they were also bound to score runs against you. I'm pretty, and on certain days you really cannot complain. Let's go back to Johannesburg when that 400 plus match took place. What do you blame the two bowlers? No, the two sets of bowlers. Who do you really blame when the conditions are absolutely flat? At times you really cannot put a finger on the bowlers and say that no, you didn't do your job properly. Tactics, yes, can be questioned, which is why I would say that maybe Kane Williamson did miss a trick by sticking with Rachin Ravindra for those extra couple of overs, knowing that Shreyas Iyer, firstly, how good he is against spin. Secondly, he had already Rachin Ravindra for a couple of them.
But again, he was even tonking the Pacers.
And you had no other option. The option was either stick to Rachin or go for Phillips, who Shreyas was also starting to take a liking
Yes.
to. So if you were
But look
giving
at the
Phillips-
economy difference.
No, even then, I understand your point. But again, if you're going hearsay, and I think this is what Kane thought, is that we gave Phillips a 6th over, then rather than him having figures of 33, he could have gotten a 20 run over. Then you'd be 6 overs, 50 runs conceded, and you'd be questioning the wisdom of going for an off spinner against a right-handed bat. So he went with Rachin, which was the safer comparatively of the two options. Wasn't helped by the fact that Rachin kept bowling.
But again,
I would then have gone for Lockie. I've not used all of his overs anyway.
I think he got injured.
injured.
But it was before that. It was before he bowled those 8 overs, by the way.
But even Lockie was not inspiring confidence.
But again,
it's ifs and buts.
It's ifs and buts. But again, Shreyas Iyer right now.
You could have chucked a couple of short balls at him.
Exactly.
But
or
again,
just not given.
he was tonking the short ball today.
No, but
No, but there were a couple of times he looked
Once.
uncomfortable.
Just
I think
once.
more than for Shreyas Iyer, it was for Virat Kohli that he got in a Rachin Ravindra also.
See, Virat was tackling Rachin very well. He was batting with much more confidence against a left-arm spinner. That's why all the plans that Shreyas Iyer, that Kane Williamson had went awry. Because both were tackling the spinners well, and Kohli was batting in a zone of his own, which allowed Shreyas Iyer to score at a strike rate of 150. Which is why I'm saying, look at KL Rahul's knock rate, 39 of 20, 195. Man, oh man, it made a difference. From 327, okay, when Kohli got out, 327, 44 overs. Look at the difference, 70 runs in the next 6 overs.
And a lot of those came courtesy of KL Rahul's bat.
And Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah, Shreyas also at that point, remember, I think when Kohli was dismissed, he was in the
60s. Yeah.
70s or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But he wasn't anywhere close to his ton. He got to it in double quick time.
Yeah.
So you needed that acceleration at the death because you knew that this New Zealand team, 300, 350 would not have been too much of a problem for them. And that is exactly
It
how
is.
played out.
A 397, you are going to see those guys. See, for example, in Australia, once a 376 in Sydney, on a very flat deck in Sri Lanka, they made 312. So, had an injury not happened to Dinesh Chandimal, even Sri Lanka had a chance. But we knew 377, no one's
No
chasing
chance.
it down. And it's never happened in a World Cup. It happens in a bilateral where the tension and the dynamics and pressure is very little. But this is a World Cup semi-final. That's why any total that you put in excess of 350, you almost won the title. You almost won the match. Which is why even if now there is no this thing, oh, India batting first weakness, India batting second is a weakness. No. You won the toss, you put up a good total, you did 90% of the job, that's it. Every plan that the opposition has now, your 2 bad games, the 2 bad sessions,
Have
it's
come.
over. It's
So it was
done.
Australia and
2
England.
for 3.
It's
England,
done, yes.
it's done.
I would say, in fact, more so it was Australia. 2 for 3. Like how many times? I'd say 9 times out of 10, India aren't recovering from that position.
Yeah, definitely.
In a bilateral 2. They did it in a World Cup. First signs. Second for me was that England game.
Yeah.
And in this very chair, I remember saying it out loud, India winning it. You didn't want to, you've seen everything that you want to see in a dream team, in a dream run.
But would
You're
you-
seeing everything right now. You're seeing your one of your batters shatter the all-time record for the most hundreds in ODI cricket. Then you're seeing somebody register the best ever figures in ODI cricket again in his Indian.
Yes, you're seeing a competent number 4 after 4 years.
You're seeing a competent number 4.
First time somebody scored 500.
You are
plus.
seeing an able number 5 also, by the way. Last time it was Dinesh Karthik. It was Dinesh Karthik, and let's be honest, Dinesh Karthik only gave you so much confidence. Again, not taking.
2019, Dinesh Karthik and ODIs didn't give me any
Exactly.
confidence.
He gave me confidence when we took him to the World Cup in 2022 because we'd seen what he can do in the IPL. But those are different stories. Again, right now you've got a robust batting, a batting that is impregnable right now.
Yeah, both the
And you
batting and
don't
bowling.
need. You saw that even in those 4 games that you played, when you had a 6th bowling option and somebody who gave you batting much deeper as well, till number 7.
Eight.
Till number
7th you
8.
still have.
Yeah, till number 8.
Oh, looks like we have got some visuals where the police are really having a tough time.
Some flogging there.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, see, that's where I wish all these celebrations. No, I just wish that
They
they
will tone down.
No, not toned down.
It's just the start, Siddharth.
Yeah.
I
It is
remember
just the
2011.
start.
Remember 2011, where from the stadium to even go to the team hotel, it took them 4-5 hours.
Yeah,
Because
it's going to happen, be the same.
It's
in
gonna
Ahmedabad,
get worse.
yeah, it'll get worse.
But no. Here at the India gate, at the gateway of
Yeah.
India, you will not be able to reach the India gate if you were to start, let's say, 2 hours before the match is also about to end.
Yeah.
And by the way, nowadays you
Because
have to
once you
remember-
sense that victory, I'm telling you, the hub of all the celebrations
Yeah.
in Delhi
In
NCR
India Gate.
will
In India
be
Gate.
India Gate.
And not just that, in
Definitely.
today's day and age, previously in 2011, if you're going back to when India last hosted an ODI World Cup, Hotstar really wasn't a thing. Now it is. You don't need to be
Yeah.
watching the game on TV, you can be streaming it on your
Anywhere.
mobile.
And it's
let's
free.
not just the one thing that I've really learned from this World Cup is that I do not want to go get ahead of time. Let's just
Which is
win it
what Rohit
first.
Sharma and this
Exactly.
Indian cricket team aren't doing.
I'm pretty sure here, watching this game, watching the World Cup all throughout, I know everyone has this sense. Even after today's semi-final, I'm pretty confident I won't have those nerves getting into the final. And everyone knows that we are on the crisp of winning this World Cup. Cusp of winning this World Cup.
Don't talk about
But
crisps.
then at what was I saying? You made me forget it. Anyways, continue.
That's
You want your
changed,
birthday cake,
That's
Sarfar?
the Hunger Games.
Would you wish for a better birthday gift? Let's say you got multiple of them. Yeah, a Virat Kohli 50 a ton, then you got a 7 for
Shreyas Iyer 100.
a Shreyas Iyer 100 that I'm sure paved all of those achievements.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was. It's a perfect.
Dream birthday
It's
for
a dream birthday if you have to look at Shashwat's thing, because see, every box was ticked in an emphatic manner. There are no doubts heading into the final anymore now. And November 19th might be the culmination of a 12-year pain that started with 10-year
Ironically,
ICC pain.
That ironically started with India winning the World Cup at home.
At home, yes. So it's a full circle. And looking at the way how Rohit is playing, there is a sense of fulfillment. Every time Rohit steps out, I want to just ensure I give the team a great start. 71 in 8 overs. That's it.
It's finally happening.
It is.
The template we were talking about, the change in template, the intent, and Rohit struggled. By the way, let's be honest about it. For the last 1.5 years that Rohit has been trying to do this, it didn't really come off. It perhaps started only in the Asia Cup or a little before that, maybe in the Australia series, which he only played the third ODI.
I saw it even in 22, but only in bilaterals. Come the Asia Cup,
He'd get
and
into a
come,
cocoon.
and come the T20 World Cup, you had again reverted to form. And by form, I mean conventional cricket.
Yep. Indeed. So,
sitting here, we might be thinking that we are on the verge of winning the World Cup, but I don't think the team is still there mentally. They would want to finish the job and then actually have that feeling.
it will happen. See, now India have finished this one mission done. Next mission in that box that they have got is the World Cup final, which they will prepare. Tomorrow they may head to Ahmedabad, where they will practice for 1-2 days. They may hold a press conference, or they will hold a press conference on the 18th, and 19th is the final. So
By the way, the Prime Minister also, we know he loves his cricket too. He's also
loves
put out
sports in general. Yeah.
Yes, so he's also put out a couple of tweets. Let me quickly read out those tweets that the Prime Minister has put out. He says, congratulations to Team India. India put up a superlative performance and entered the final in a remarkable manner. Fantastic batting and good bowling sealed the match for our team. Best wishes to India for the final. He also says, today's semi-final has been even more special thanks to a special individual performance. The bowling of Mohammad Shami in this game and also through the World Cup will be cherished by cricket lovers for generations to come. Well played, Mohammad Shami.
Yep. And Sachin Tendulkar, I think, has a tweet of the day. What a Shami final!
What a Shami final.
Shami final! What a Shami final! That's Tendulkar at his witty best, if you have to look at it. So,
Just imagine this fact that we are talking about the fast bowlers who have performed outside everybody in a World Cup that is happening in India, where we were talking about the spin factor and all of these things. This in self, it is a very big thing.
it is a big thing. I mean, look, you won a semi-final for the first time in 6 years. Okay, if you look at World Cups, you won it after 12 years. If you look at it, so
If we do.
I mean, not a knockout. I may say after 8 years, quarter-final you won in 2015.
By the way, speaking of traffic, look at those scenes outside the 1K. There's already a traffic situation
I
there.
pity the law enforcement people there.
Just
Look at that.
Celebrations
Celebrations
all
in
around.
Visakhapatnam, Jammu,
Jammu,
Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Meerut.
It will happen. I mean,
I have all these clips on Sports Today, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Well, in Visakhapatnam, it's a proper party, yeah. This
In
is
Noida,
staying-
Delhi, Meerut.
Look at that.
See, in 3 days' time, in 4 days'
Mumbai,
time, it will be
Kolkata.
magnified 100x. It will happen because now no team looks like beating India, and be it Australia or South Africa, whoever enters the final, India are just saying, "Bring it on." That's
Bring it on.
That's the mood, as the confidence and there is confidence. See, India can make it 11 zip, and I am wondering which team can beat India. And honestly, at the start of the show, I said, who can beat India? I think no one can. In these conditions, no one can. It will take something freakish or something extraordinary to ensure this happens. And remember, India, once they have started getting into a winning momentum, it's not happened to them for 2 years. Once they have gotten it, they have not let go. Asia Cup, beating Australia, World Cup, 3 glorious months. 3 glorious months of wins, and that too dominant wins, has put them in that mental space that they can achieve anything that is possible.
Again, not getting ahead of time, these 3 glorious months might not be that glorious if we don't end up winning on the 19th.
See,
also.
again, I can understand the fatalism that is coming from this generation in particular, but again, look, if you have to look at past instances when you win on a consistent basis, India might have been bilateral giants, but there were always weak factors that were glaring. You were on a prayer in 2015. You were on a prayer in 2019.
2015, you knew for a fact your team. Actually, I don't think you were on a prayer as much as you knew individual man for man. You didn't have the strongest team.
Yeah.
And that came back to bite you in the semi-final, because even though you had some good performances from some of your top players, Rohit did well, Shami did well,
Shikhar
Kohli
did well.
Shikhar Dhawan did well. Once again, you knew that, come the big matches, you might just struggle a bit. That's exactly what happened. 2017, it was all about that bad half an hour, which undid you. 2016 too, I think you just wilted
That was
under
inspired
pressure.
West Indies
Yeah,
batting.
you wilted under pressure. Let's
Bad
not mince
fielding.
words.
But
Then 2019, you had
Due
that
as
one
well.
glaring obvious error, which is you didn't have a number 4.
Or a middle order for that matter.
Yeah, your middle order was hinging on that lack of number 4. Because again, if you look at who was there at 5-6, Pandya, Jadeja and the likes were decent bats. Even a Kedar Jadhav, pretty underrated as a bat. The problem was you didn't have a 4, no one to hold them together. All good individuals. You knew the day your top 3 collapsed, you were done for. And that's exactly what happened against New Zealand.
Same in 2017. Top 3 gone.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Collapse.
Then
No.
again, 2021, you didn't have any clarity to the point where you changed your entire team after one match.
Yes.
2022, you had clarity, but you couldn't execute. 2023, I think, is where everything has come together. Strong team, set team, good individuals, your core is sorted, and everyone is firing. At least the key players.
All your major jigsaw puzzles were fitted at the right time. KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer came at the right time. Bumrah came at the right time. Shami was always there. You made up even for Hardik Pandya's injury.
Exactly.
Now you're looking even more dangerous if you have to look at it.
by the way, can I also say that there's somebody who we've forgotten to credit, I think, in recent times. We've appreciated his contributions to the game as a player. But let's not forget that Ajit Agarkar.
Ajit and Rahul.
And Rahul, I'll come to Rahul Dravid as well. The daggers were out for Rahul Dravid mostly because things hadn't gone as per plan since the time, and you were looking at whether his contract would be renewed after the World Cup or not. But credit to the chief selector over here, and of course Rahul Dravid, Rohit Sharma, the coach, the team management, because remember they waited till the last day. They waited till the very last day to announce their 15-man squad. Yes, they had an entire month to name changes, but they waited till the last hour to name their best 15 or the squad for the World Cup.
Which included recently coming back from injury, Shreyas Iyer.
Exactly.
KL Rahul.
They knew what they were getting into. They knew the caliber of these guys. So credit to the team management for backing Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, giving them that confidence and assuring them. So this is what happens when you give players confidence and backing.
Exactly.
When they don't really have to fight for a place, when they know that whatever, no matter what, injury or no injury, they are assured of a place in the side, and that's what happened. Why was the squad announcement delayed? Because you were still waiting, and those reports we reported here on Sports Today as well, which were indeed true, because you were wanting to see if in those NCA training sessions is KL Rahul able to keep the wickets for 50 overs or not. His inclusion was totally hinging on the fact, not on his batting, but on his keeping, because you had an in-form Ishan Kishan, by the way, who had performed for you regardless of where you asked him to bat.
And that was surprisingly so, I may add.
Exactly.
And at that point, I also remember that there were these things also that you might get in a KL Rahul as just as a batter, and because Ishan Kishan was in such good form, drop someone like a Shreyas Iyer and get Ishan Kishan. But the team management was very clear and very sure about this since the beginning that Shreyas Iyer will be a must in the 11.
So Rahul Dravid, Rohit Sharma, the team core, and of course the chief selector, I think, have vindicated her big time.
Yep, they had there. I mean, see, they backed them to the hilt. And Rohit Sharma, Rahul Dravid, and even Ajit Agarkar. See, there are two guys in that who know, even in their careers, how long a rope they got. Remember, Rahul Dravid, white ball, was never flashy. In fact, after he had made 1 of 21 against Kenya in 1998, the call was there, drop him. He doesn't deserve a place in the Indian team. But at that time, the selection panel backed him. And next year, what happened? He became the leading run getter for India in the 1999 World Cup with 461 runs. Look at Ajit Agarkar. All the time his economy was against him. But didn't he give you that match-winning performance in Adelaide? 6 for 41, 2003. Look at how he performed in ODIs. 288 wickets at 191. Ajit and Rahul in that era, if you look at how it was, they understood the value that, okay, if I get a long backing, I'll have to repay the faith. And they have carried that same lesson in this current generation. This current generation of fans, this current generation of the Indian cricket team, they want results too quickly. But you have to understand that certain things take their time. You back Shreyas Iyer, you back KL Rahul. Despite the criticism of KL Rahul was getting trolled. I was questioning 3-4 months before. You all are witness to it. KL Rahul gets unnecessary hate.
KL Rahul, the opener, I think we were all on the same page. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
we were all on the same.
But mixed formats also.
Exactly. But KL Rahul, the middle order bat,
In ODI cricket.
nobody had a doubt. I don't remember any of us casting any sort of doubt over KL Rahul's inclusion in the middle order.
Especially after he had those match-winning knocks against Sri Lanka and New Zealand.
New Zealand.
And even Australia.
Yeah,
In
the
Wankhede,
250 plus scores that he got. Yes.
in Wankhede and Kolkata. In that too,
Wankhede and Kolkata, yeah.
swimming in that too, exactly swinging conditions. It wasn't difficult. It was difficult for the batters at that time in those two venues.
And I also feel that a lot of because of this reason that we wanted fast results, we were not able to get through that semi-finals of the last T20 World Cup. But we did not see any kind of flashy.
Wait, you continue.
We did not see any kind of flashy statements from the team management and everything. There were things like the whole system, I think, has been sorted by Rahul Dravid, Rohit Sharma, and the whole team management. Because I remember the Hardik Pandya injury the whole thing that happened during the Virat Kohli, Ravi Shastri era.
Yeah, where they played him in the
exactly.
I remember
And
that.
he wasn't going to the NC and all of these things. So all of these things were a part of the problem.
So okay, but that's a bit of a very hilarious moment that's happened. We are not going to tell what is that, but yes. I'm sorry, I had to tell my friend what to do because
That would have been an absolute corker.
that was a Yorker, 150 kmph toe crushing Yorker. That was so. Indeed, that was the situation. Oh my God!
Who wrote this?
It should have just been Daryl Mitchell-Ton goes and wins. I have no idea how it came up there.
Harshit, we all know.
Oh, Mohit wrote it probably.
Well, copy pasting can go wrong, let's just say.
Oh my God!
Note,
Okay.
Shivam.
Yes, please don't. Yeah, he's the guy who does these things. Okay, so what's happened? Okay, back to the game.
Yeah.
Back to the game.
Guys,
back to the
don't be
game.
carried away by Kiara Advani, please.
Oh no, no one's getting carried away by Kiara Advani.
She came for the game?
She came for the game. I mean, there was so
Mr. David Beckham of all people.
I know. I don't know whether it's. I should say in a sporting context, lucky Kiara Advani that she sat next to one of the greats of football, isn't he? You would call him one of the greats, right?
Yeah,
David
of course,
Beckham.
of course.
Well, by that logic, even Jaisha is lucky.
Of course, you got to sit next to God and the God of football.
Definitely
if you have to look at it, he was sandwiched in between. So,
Don't be talking about sandmill.
oh yeah, I know. So, Kiara Advani, Siddharth Malhotra, Shahid Kapoor.
Well, I'm hungry, yeah.
Ranbir Kapoor.
Shahid Kapoor was there. His wife was also there.
Then there was
Yuzi Chahal.
Yuzi, Hardik.
Actually, Yuzi's wife, Dhanashree.
Dhanashree was also
Hardik's
there.
wife.
And Natasha
Rajnikant was there. Salman Khan was there.
Salman Khan.
Neeta Ambani was there. Mukesh Ambani was there.
I did see them in there. I think he just came for the first innings and he went.
Basically, star-studded affair.
At the Wankhede. Also, I think we've discussed the match enough, but we've spoken. Let's hear what it is that Janta has to say.
Janta ki adalat, yeah.
Come on, it's time for some swal.
A swal ki baat hai. Yeah, please let's do that. And remember, the party is gonna go at least
All
until-
night long.
No, till 1 o'clock.
Harshit's party is going to go.
In the final, it will go all night long, and we are really going to see how this is going to
Go
be.
up.
Oh, lots of them. Yep.
And Ashish Dhar once again wins
Fastest fingers first. Yep.
Saying this is what
He's been just as consistent as the Indian bowlers.
as Shami. This is what champions are made of. Mohammad Shami, hats off to you. Dropped Kane, did not lose focus, came back to dismiss him, picked up a 7 for. Turning point was Kane's wicket. I agree with
I
him.
agree. Kane's wicket. I think that when that partnership was broken, I would say more than Kane's wicket, I think Phillips's wicket sealed the deal.
Yeah, once Phillips was gone, then
That's
Phillips can do a madness. You know he can.
Still had nerves, I'll be honest. Yeah.
So when Phillips was gone, that's it. You knew that India are making the trip to Ahmedabad. Vishal Panchal from the US saying 350. I almost got it right. Honestly, 6 bowlers important for such days. Really, I don't know. I don't think so.
Was it not for Shami being superhuman? You could have been squeaky bum time.
But again,
If
6th
not 40
bowler, then
runs.
again, you don't know. You don't know. See, we are taking the 6th bowling options that we have in India way too seriously.
Anyway, see, he says also that regarding the pitch, think new pitch should be used for the knockouts, change the law. Only reason he says so is to avoid any controversies, which is fair.
Anyway, see, there is no written rule that you have to use a new pitch for the knockouts.
That's why.
And like
You
the,
can use it depending.
Possible, it isn't possible.
and the
also.
ICC statement makes it very clear
It's
that
not
the
possible.
pitches are used in rotation, and at times in a long tournament such as this one,
Exactly.
you will end up playing on
And
a
in India,
surface
you
the
might
second
have that
time.
liberty of playing on a new wicket in the knockouts.
See, there are-
places where a less number of ground.
You had the whole Asian games take place here on those two strips. Let's not
see,
remember.
there are-
at the stadium.
There are 6 strips. Honestly, where will be the overlap in all of this? Because not many games have happened in Mumbai. So, see, if you've had 8 games in Mumbai in this World Cup, then I think 1, 2 may overlap. So, this entire controversy, so-called, I don't know.
See, it's overblown
It's a storm
now.
in a team cup.
Because you've seen it now. They were batting. If it was a huge
Exactly.
pitch that was supposed to be turning, you'd not be getting 397.
Exactly.
Go down.
Go down.
Want to take what Shubham has said.
Shubham, yeah.
Shubham says that every media outlet, bar you guys, targeted Shreyas, ran an agenda to throw him. No PR, no drama. Comes in his first ICC event, smashes 105 in a knockout, fastest ton, and first Indian to hit ton in his first ICC event. Good point.
Yeah, he's
Point.
now
It's
seen.
redemption for Shreyas and Iyer.
Yeah,
And
back
remember,
all along.
and remember, it is going to be, he's the first time ever a number 4 has gotten you 500 plus runs, and now fitting it had to be Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah.
It had to be him. So Satish B is like saying, trust me, Australia will be beast in finals and semi-finals. Players like Head, Warner, Marsh will take game away from you. Zampa also.
Not underestimating any team that come India's way.
But
it
I
could
think
even be South Africa.
For that, the rain should be.
The rain, which is in Kolkata, it's about 60%. Chances are there. We hope we get a full game tomorrow.
Otherwise, okay, so if tomorrow as well as the reserve day gets washed out, then South Africa go through, right? Oy vey.
And remember, if both innings, I mean, you get 50 overs, but then you don't have the 20th over of the second innings start, it will go into the reserve day.
And it'll start from the 20th.
One thing I
Yes.
want to know. Okay, yeah, this is only what.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
So, like what
Like it
happened?
happened in the India-New Zealand game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it carried on for what, 46.2
No, I'm
is where
saying
it ended.
if this game, if today the game ends at somewhat about 46 overs, if it starts raining tomorrow at 46 overs of the first innings, then to the next day when you
It
come
starts
out
at
the-
46.
at 46 overs it comes out, then it starts raining when you reach the about 19th or 20th over, and the
19th over.
20th over.
Do you have a
You
result?
have a result.
You have a
Yeah,
result?
and the
Then you have a
19th
game.
over you don't.
Yeah.
Then if it rains on the 19th over, then South Africa goes.
5 overs is a minimum of the second innings you need in T20 eyes. You need a minimum
Yeah,
of
yeah,
20 for a result.
And what if the overs are cut down tomorrow? and then go.
No, they won't be cut tomorrow. Why would they be cut?
They will not be cut tomorrow.
Because there is a reserve day. They won't be cut tomorrow.
Your overs will start to reduce in the reserve day.
Okay.
Not during the first day of this thing. So,
Mirage Rules being little mean, saying that he sees an India-South Africa final, calling it a game of chokers. India have plenty of success in ICC tournaments. Can't be calling them chokers.
nah, it's not a game. It's not a chokers.
I
this
said
thing.
this,
Come
na,
on.
so.
Sharan Vinakota is saying, shame on Western media for false propaganda. This is what happens when freedom of speech is misused. This is just a dead pitch for bowlers. If India had scored 350, this match was gone. We need to sue them for false propaganda. Again,
Going down the route of suing for false propaganda is a very dangerous route, because again, I read those reports and I don't think they had any reason to not believe what was being said by Andy
Atkinson.
Yeah, Andy Atkinson.
I'm telling you, Sharan, look, you have to read that ICC statement. Read it in between the lines. Don't just go by everything what has been said. See, even we took it with a pinch of salt also.
No, I got the bag full of it.
Of course. But in that ICC release, consulting the hosts, consulting your host association, taking that decision, that's happened for the first time.
Très intéressant.
Exactly.
Which is French for very interesting.
Very interesting. So, let's see. Freaking awesome. Considering the wicket condition, I won't be surprised if we will see another game like this in Ahmedabad. Aussie batting is capable of giving this kind of scare. I want to see India-South Africa final.
I'll disagree with the Aussie point a little bit, because with Australia, if they were chasing 398 today, they would have either won or imploded in 250. There's no in between. Only New Zealand could have taken it as far as they did.
Yeah.
Not even South Africa.
Not even South Africa. They also would have imploded.
80 all out, yeah. Come on.
83, what?
83.
They also would have imploded.
Yeah.
True. Exactly.
The only team who could have taken it this far was New Zealand, and full credit to them.
Yeah. But see, if any team is chasing, and if it is a 300 plus total in the final, then I think you're not doing it.
Good luck.
Yep. Because see, even the Indian bowlers, they can bounce back. If you have been hit in the first spell, you can bounce back in the second. Kuldeep bounced back brilliantly in the second session. And that is where he built the pressure. And that's where the wickets started to tumble.
Yeah.
That's why I think India's bowlers, that one X factor is you can bounce back in your second spell also. That's why it makes them even more dangerous at this point.
Rajdas Gupta is asking, will this team struggle overseas? Else we can keep this team for ODI post World Cup victory till Champions Trophy at least. Also, Mr. Dravid will continue post World Cup for T20. VVS Lakshman, Dravid ODI test.
I don't think they're going split coaches.
Yeah. You like split captaincy is something which is not really the most preferred or admired or acceptable here in Indian cricket. Forget
You just about managed to accept split captains here.
exactly.
Yeah. So,
Just about. That
Just
too is
about.
not official. It's like just there on the fences.
so that's why, look,
I remember the Tommy jokes.
Yeah.
see, your next immediate mission that you've got after this World Cup is
T20 World
South
Cup.
Africa. South
Africa, yeah.
Okay.
They will want to win a test series there and ensure you become only the second team after Australia and third team after Australia and South Africa to win everywhere.
But I mean, if this year you don't win it, then forget about it. It's a 2-test series?
2 test series,
Come on.
yeah. And that's why. Remember, even England have not won everywhere. Guess the country where they have never won a test series.
South Africa?
No, they have won 2 test series there.
Australia?
They have won test
No,
series
no,
there.
Ashes.
They have.
yeah.
They won Ashes.
They haven't won in Zimbabwe ever.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's out of the syllabus.
Yeah.
No, but they played only one series in Zimbabwe in their entire history. 1996, 2 test series, but they have never won there. So, Karthik K is saying, hope Gill and Rose big scores come in the
Hey,
final.
Rose, big scores
Yeah.
have come already.
Rowe is having a massive impact, unlike anybody in this
definitely.
particular World
With the
Cup.
bat.
With the bat. And also
And
captaincy.
captaincy.
Captaincy, yes. In fact, Siddharth, it was Monday when Rajdeep sir, I think, was here and we talk about man of the tournaments.
Yeah.
I said my man of the tournament even before today, by the way. I was very sure Rohit Sharma will be my man of the tournament. Regardless of how many wickets Shami is to finish with, regardless of how many runs Virat Kohli is to finish with.
Roro.
Yep.
Last question, and this is from Vishal Panchal, where he says, look, actually there's 2 last questions then. He says, I don't want any controversy to put a dark spot on this amazing team. I know there's no law, but ideally we should. Even Kane said it's a used pitch at the toss. Yeah, Kane was being polite there.
But again, see, as I said, since there is no rule, then you have to
there's no
follow
problem.
Gavaskar's mantra then. Whatever pitch
then-
you're given, play on it.
So, toss is a 50-50, right? If it's a used pitch, you win the toss. Did Kane Williamson not win the toss? And of course, the conditions then work to the advantage of the Kiwis.
Yes.
So, yeah, even if it's a used track, you have a 50% chance of gaining some advantage over there.
Yep. Hope Rohit gets credit for being an unsung hero. He's
I don't
not
think
an
he's
unsung hero.
He ain't unsung. Just because he's not getting multiple hundreds doesn't mean he's unsung. Without him, this team would not be playing the way they are.
Boss,
He's not unsung.
barring the Australia game, the foundation for India's wins have come because of Rohit's intent.
And Sri Lanka.
Oh yeah, Sri Lanka also.
That's
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
4 runs he got off. Yeah, but then 90% of all the wins that have come in this World Cup.
Technically, if you're going by number of games, that's 10. If he's at 2 failures, then 80%. But I'll get your point.
Okay. But as a captain, he's been spot on with the bowling changes, with the way how he's rotated. Today, he realized, okay, Mitchell and Williamson are trying to target the shorter leg side boundary. Round the wicket, wide Yorkers. Siraj tried, failed. Shami came on. He delivered.
Absolutely.
And that's where he's got his personnel also. Like the bowlers are giving you wickets. This was the only exception where India strayed away from the pack mentality. Otherwise, it's been Bumrah, Siraj, Shami.
All getting you wickets.
All getting you
In
wickets
one
in
match.
clusters. And even Kuldeep for that matter. Kuldeep was kept only with 1 wicket this time. Jaddu went, I think he also got only 1 wicket. But the catch that he took sealed the deal.
Yeah.
And that's where. And Saurabh Kumar is saying, what's the role of Tom Latham in this NZ team? Disappointing for a senior player. Yeah, Latham's been very underwhelming this World
Even
Cup.
as a captain.
Yep.
Made that horrendous choice to let
Against
South Africa
yeah.
bat first after winning the toss.
Yep.
Anyway.
So, New Zealand out of this World Cup semi-final for the 5th straight time they have come. They only reached the final twice. No 2019 heroics for them this time along. But India have managed to ensure that they go into the final for the 4th time. 1983, 2003, 2011 and now 2023. They will now await the winner of the South Africa versus Australia semi-final that will happen tomorrow at the Eden Gardens. But there is a rain threat. And as I mentioned, you can check the video out. If there is rain, you go into the reserve day on the 17th where it will resume from that particular point where, okay, if you're asking, what if toss happens? Or if toss doesn't happen, there is that much of rain. The toss will happen on the reserve day.
Yeah, of course.
And if the toss happens, no game, it will start afresh. Right from 0.1, it will start. If there is a rain delay on 17th, you will start losing overs. So in that way, when you look at it, you are going to see a very interesting match. So shall we call it ready? Because we've got other things to do as well.
Of
Post the
course.
match, lots of things coming up your way. So stay tuned to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Boss, it's celebration time at this point. So, yep. Bye-bye from me, Harshit, Shane and Shashwat. We'll join you soon. And
But
let's
keep
celebrate.
the party on.
Yes, party the one tea, indeed. Bye-bye.